Right then, lads, welcome back to Cossy's Arsenal podcast. My name is Cossy. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in all parts of the world. We have some big breaking story. Arsenal have made a formal offer to Chelsea for Kai Havertz just after reporting that the interest in the player is absolutely serious. David Ornstein and Fabrizio Romano are on this one, and they are both in consensus that Arsenal will try to sign the player given the fact that he won't sign a new deal at Chelsea. And I've just made a poll on YouTube. I want your thoughts. I want your opinions. How do we feel about this one? Kai Havertz signing for Arsenal. Is it one of those that just feel like a bad deal? Or we could get a player, a very good player, out of Kai Havertz? I want your thoughts. I want your opinions on Kai Havertz. That's why I've done this as a breaking live story. We're going to be diving into my opinion, my thoughts on Kai Havertz, and why I think this is not the end of the world, first and foremost, because definitely it is not the end of the world. But I also think, as an Arsenal fan, I don't think this is a bad deal. I don't know. I need to really get your thoughts right here in the comment box below, because I don't think this is a bad deal at all. I really don't think Kai Havertz to Arsenal is such a bad deal. Like many people are actually, fronting it. I think it might be one of those deals maybe that are not as exciting to fans, but it's not the worst deal in the world. Hit the like button for me. Let's get this video to 500 likes. Whether you like Kai Havertz or not, hit the like button. In the comment box below, let's have the conversations. Right, let's dive into the stories as they have been reported by both journalists. Now, Fabrizio Romano, of course, broke the story. Credit to him. He did break the story fast, and he said Arsenal are in talks to sign Kai Havertz. After positive contacts on player side, he's keen on the move. Chelsea want around 75 million for Kai Havertz right now. Arsenal will not pay that amount. Real Madrid talks are currently off. He says Arsenal priority right now is to bid for Declan Rice. That is Fabrizio Romano there on this story just a few minutes ago. Again, it says more on Kai Havertz. Sources feel that Chelsea could be flexible about the price tag after their initial £75 million request considered too high by Arsenal. Players keen on the move, it could help Arsenal in the negotiations. Real Madrid won't even pay 50 million for Kai Havertz as of now. That is Fabrizio Romano on the story of Kai Havertz, and that is when he broke the story. So probably we will go with one more, right? One more says more on Kai Havertz still. Sources feel that Chelsea could be flexible about the price tag. Real Madrid not in the race at the moment. That is Fabrizio Romano on as regards to the story on Kai Havertz. Just a few seconds later, David Ornstein has written this piece with The Athletic. First and foremost, he says Arsenal have made an opening offer for Kai Havertz to Chelsea. We have made our opening proposal to Chelsea, and we want to see how this one is going to go down. So it says right down here in the article that Arsenal made an opening proposal to recruit forward Kai Havertz from Chelsea. The North London club will hold a strong interest in Kai Havertz and are now working to sign the 24-year-old. Arsenal's pursuit, which is still relatively at an early stage, has stepped up in recent days following contact with Chelsea and Kai Havertz. Bayern Munich, who are coached by former Chelsea boss Thomas Tuchel, are also admirers of the German international, who has 2 years left on his deal at Stamford Bridge. That puts Chelsea. It says that puts Chelsea at crossroads. Ideally, they would look to tie Havertz down to fresh terms or sell him for an acceptable price. This is not hard and fast rule. This is not a hard and fast rule, though. If the attacker stays, there is optimism he will return to form under incoming head coach Mauricio Pochettino after a difficult season. But should a deal emerge that suits all parties, it is highly possible, interesting, it is highly possible Havertz will depart. Interesting. And Alex Crook says here, again, Alex Crook, chief football correspondent for TalkSport, he says, Arsenal interest in Kai Havertz is genuine. Number one, clubs are some way apart in terms of valuation, but keep an eye on this one. Confirms Alex. So we have three big sources, three big journalists confirming the same story at the same time. Fabrizio Romano says Arsenal are in talks to sign Kai Havertz. He says there is a disparity, there is a difference in valuation, but Arsenal are willing to go into deeper negotiations. David Onstein says the offer has been made. £75 million has been demanded, but Arsenal feel that is too much and there might be a compromise on the side of Chelsea Football Club. Alex Crook says the interest is genuine and there is high possibilities of a consensus, a middle ground being found between Arsenal and Chelsea. So I think the question here that all of us are asking, how much is it going to go for? So I've been looking at the most expensive Premier League signings, the 10 most expensive Premier League signings. On top is Jack Grealish at 100. Number 2 is Romelu Lukaku at 98. I think number 3 then is Paul Pogba at 90. And then number 4 is Jadon Sancho. Number 4 is Anthony. Number 5 is Jadon Sancho. I think 6 is Kai Havertz around there at 72 million. Nicola Pepe is also at 72 million as well. Around there. So Chelsea signed him 3 years ago for 72 million pounds. And by that time, he was one of the really interesting players in Europe. And I remember crying out that if Arsenal had the money, we should have signed Kai Havertz. We should go for Kai Havertz. I remember that was 3 years ago. That was, 2 summers back or 3 summers back. And, look, he joined Chelsea. Chelsea have had their own problems. They have had their own share of, salty waters that they have navigated. And I'm going to say this. I think this could be a massive opportunity for Arsenal. It could be a massive opportunity for Kai Havertz as well. He's not done well at Chelsea, and we're going to be talking about that. But to be honest, I don't see him as a bad player. I've never seen Kai Havertz as a bad player ever in my life. But I want your thoughts, and that's why we are live. It's why we are, doing this live right on set. What are your thoughts? What are your opinions on Kai Havertz right about now? Over 118 people watching. Hit the like button, and let's get you people voting in the comment box below. I've already put up a poll, and interesting, 43 people have voted. 63%. Kai Havertz is a good signing. 37% say it's not a good signing. Interesting. That's very, very interesting because I didn't actually expect this from you. You people do know ball. You do know football. Like, to be honest, you really, really know football. Because for me, listen, 67 are saying he's a good signing. 34 are saying not a good signing. Keep voting in the comment section below, right? Let's keep voting in the comment section below. Let's get to see some of the early comments that have actually come in. Okay. Get Ward-Prowse instead. That's Andrew. He says get Ward-Prowse instead. I don't think Kai Havertz is an equivalent of a James Ward-Prowse signing. I think Kai Havertz is the equivalent of the forward that we are looking for. So we are signing him as a versatile forward that can play on the right, on the left, and also down to the middle. He's played as a striker for Chelsea. He hasn't hit the goals, in. But to be honest, I think he hasn't been used right, at times at Chelsea. Okay, Ugandan X says yes, he would be a good signing. Give money to Chelsea for buying Caicedo is mad. Oh, okay, you could look at it in that way, right? And look, as a Chelsea fan, they will be thinking that they don't want to strengthen us as Arsenal. And as Arsenal fans, we are thinking we don't want to give them our 50, 60 million and then they outbid us for Moises Caicedo. And I tell you what, I think if Rice and Havertz sign for Arsenal, Caicedo will go to Chelsea, and it's going to be absolute bonkers. But I hear you on that. That is a very interesting comment actually. Aderemi says not a bad deal at all, but the price is astronomical. 45 million to 50 will be absolutely right. So I think Madrid don't want to pay 50. That is what we know. They will not pay even 50 for Kai Havertz. And I think we should follow in the footsteps of Real Madrid. Now, Chelsea have made it very clear that if he doesn't resign, he leaves. All right? It's either or. Either he resigns a new deal, either he renews a new deal, or he leaves. And in my opinion, he won't resign a new deal. He won't put pen to paper on a new deal. Why? Because I think if you're Kai Havertz, you do not have a reason to believe that Chelsea will get better. You don't have a reason to believe. Because what is changing is the manager. There's nothing that is changing. They've kept on changing managers. And, you know, I don't think Chelsea are getting better overnight. So next season, it could be a rebuild season, and probably doesn't want that. Okay, thank you so much, Aderemi. That's a very good comment. Saksham says we can get Vlahovic for 65 million. So why buy this? The word and the word is not right. But listen, Vlahovic is a nice shout. I think Bayern are looking at him. I think Chelsea are looking at him. And I know Arsenal fans will be very mad if we go for Kai Havertz and they sign Dusan Vlahovic. It will feel like a step up. But then we've got to understand the systems. We've got to understand what Mikel Arteta wants to do. He doesn't want to play a traditional number 9 as Vlahovic. I know we've been interested, but if we'll be looking at maybe Victor Osimhen. We'll be looking at these other strikers that are available on the market. I think he's moved past that. He's seen what Gabriel Jesus can offer, and he's gone, I will use this kind of striker. I will use this kind of system. So I agree with Vlahovic. I love him. He's such a good striker. Like, he would be a pivotal number 9. I think he has the potential to score 30 goals plus. But currently, we are not even linked with him, with Vlahovic. All right. So Yola, let's see. Yola says Mbappe, Caicedo, Maddison, Rice, Chukwueze. That is your dream transfer window. Mbappe, not a chance. Caicedo, highly possible. Maddison, I think he will go to Newcastle. Rice, I feel like it's a done deal. Chukwueze, there's no way Chelsea are giving you Chukwueze. There's no way. Absolutely no way. Okay, let's see. Edward says Kai is very good player, Cossy, and we need a forward. We need 3 midfielders like Rice, Amrabat, and Wihai. Who's Wihai? I've not seen the name anywhere, especially among Arsenal links. But I think I agree with you. Kai Havertz is not a bad player. That should be noted. Not a bad player. Like, he's not the worst. He's not a Ricky Lambert, just like I had on DRS Sports. He's not Ricky Lambert, okay? But Edward, still, I think 3 midfielders will mean that we have to sign a hybrid. And I think Kai Havertz would be a hybrid. And why I actually want Kai Havertz is I would be more than okay to have Rice, Havertz, and Odegaard in the same lineup. Like in the same midfield. I think Kai Havertz has always played as a forward, but he can also play in that pocket of space where Xhaka has enjoyed much of himself in this season. I really see that happen. And at Bayer Leverkusen, that is where he was playing. He's never played as a straight number 9. He's played almost as a support striker. Arriving late to hit those balls on the rebounds. Creativity is one of his very key attributes. But at Chelsea, they're only focusing on one aspect of his game: goals. You have to score goals. But I think Mikel Arteta might bring the best out of Kai Havertz because he might allow him that freedom to loiter and roam around behind Saka, Martinelli, and Gabriel Jesus. And of course, we know Odegaard then becomes the game controller, something that he really loves to do a lot of the time. Okay. Wilson says, but why don't we complete one by one transfer fast? It's not the way it works, Wilson. It's not the way it works. If we are to complete one by one transfer, we are going to sign one or two players. Remember that transfer window when Arsenal chased Karim Benzema and we didn't sign him, and then the other transfer window where we chased Gonzalo Higuain and we didn't get him. Look, we have gone past that stage. We've gone past that level of thinking about only one player. It's childish. It doesn't reflect top level management. It doesn't show us as a top club. It's okay for us to be fighting battles on fronts, on different fronts. We want Kai Havertz. We can send in an offer to see what Chelsea are thinking, despite the fact that the priority is Declan Rice, right? And with the Declan Rice deal, now that it is progressing very, very quickly, it is time to look at other targets. I mean, if West Ham say we want 100 and we match their offer, and the players agree to join Arsenal, what is there else to focus on? I think it's only the structure and a few things, maybe the international break that is midway, and then we get things done. We get things out of the way. Continue voting. Continue hitting the button if you like Kai Havertz, and continue voting in the comment section below. There is a poll going on. Good signing, bad signing. Let's have that. Okay. Saksham says Arsenal are still behaving like a small club. I disagree. I totally disagree. In a window where you want Declan Rice, in a window where you could potentially make history, in a window where Arsenal are potentially making history as the team that has signed the most expensive English player, and then you say we are acting small like a small club, in a window where Arsenal have are poaching rivals. We are poaching rivals. I don't think we are acting like a small club. Look, we were acting like a small club when we went to Olympique Marseille and signed Samuel Nasri for 1 million euros. When we signed Samuel Nasri for 1 million euros and we turned him into a big player and then we sold him. Right now, we are buying the finished article. I think Kai Havertz just needs a little bit polishing. It's just a little bit of polishing. I don't think he is a shrewd signing. Whether that is the word I should be using there. Okay. Let's see. Daniel says Edu and Arteta, they don't know what they're doing. Why not Vlahovic? Says Freeman Daniel. I think they actually know what they're doing. I think Arteta knows what he's doing. We suffered courtesy of squad depth, and I don't think you're going to sign a left winger, a striker, and a right winger. And to be honest, I would play Kai Havertz every single day over Eddie Nketiah. Like, I think Havertz is such miles. That has been very intriguing is one of Laurie Jennings, the big Chelsea supporter on YouTube. And what Laurie has been saying is that Arsenal don't need Kai Havertz. And it's the same guy who said Arsenal didn't win the title because we lacked squad depth. Contradiction. We need numbers. We need bodies. Like, that starting 11 is good, but if we can improve it and improve the first, 17, 18 players, it won't hurt, in my opinion. It really, really will not hurt, to be honest. Okay, Saksham says Havertz is an attacking midfielder or second striker like Dybala, not a striker. You said he's a second striker, and then you said he's not a striker. I don't understand your comment. I do understand your comment, but it doesn't make any sense. Like, he's a striker, he's a second striker, but he's not a striker. Listen. When he played at Bayer Leverkusen, he was never a target man. So what you're trying to tell me here is that he's not a target man. He's not your Gianluca Scamacca. He's not your Mikel Antonio. He's not your Victor Osimhen. He's not your Giacomo Raspadori. He's not that guy. What he is definitely what you've said there. He's your Paulo Dybala. And look, he will score for you huge amounts of goals, even better than your striker. And for me, I don't think Arsenal are going to go for a traditional number 9. I think we are always going to play, that kind of hybrid striker like Gabriel Jesus. So we need more goals. We need someone who can score 20 goals without being a striker. And that's Kai Havertz. And that's why I really, really think it's such a good signing. But they say it's a great signing. Big up to you guys in the comment box below. Samuel says he is good in the air only, and he doesn't make me feel wow. Yes. Thank you so much. Your point is, he's not a signing that makes you go balloons, right? He's not a signing that AFTV will make a party and a dance party or a song for, like they made for Thomas Partey. He's not that. But it doesn't mean it's not a good signing. Remember when we had the debate about Maddison and Odegaard, who just became player of the season for Arsenal? All of us said Odegaard is not a bad player, but he doesn't make us go wow, right? But James Maddison, who's done it in the Premier League, would actually be a wow signing. So for me, your point is he's not a wow signing. So he's not he's not in the category of Jude Bellingham. He's not in the category of Vlahovic. When he's not in that category, but that doesn't take anything away from him as a player, does it? Okay, let's move on. Saksham says, why not Vlahovic for almost the same amount of money? John says we are really. It says we are dilly-dallying around, okay? John says we are dilly-dallying around, and he's absolutely angry. Messiah says is a good finisher than Jesus. There are questions about that. There might be questions about that. I won't commit. I really won't commit. Loboy says I don't think Kai has the ability to lead the line, but as second striker he will be all right. Bubaka says Arsenal is in the Sonic. I have a good sign. Okay. John says he's a 10, not a 9. Exactly. Look, he's not your traditional number 10, because I believe the traditional number 10 has kind of died out. I don't think we will have, the traditional number 10s again. Maybe, but it's now more of one number 8 and a second number 8, right? A single midfield pivot and 2 number 8. So if you want to play as a number 10, you have to have the ability to play as a support striker. But I think there's some talents that are quite very interesting. You have the likes of Adagula at Fenerbahce that Arsenal are interested in. It's such a very, very good number 10. Okay, Benson says, of course, he's expected. He is experienced, but he is somehow slow as compared to names like Moussa Diaby or Vlahovic for sure. In terms of speed, I might agree with you. I've not seen him, up his game in terms of running very quickly. Brain says it's a good deal because we are lacking plan B in our attacking side. Yeah, that's a nice point. Sisimoa says we scored 80 plus goals last season. Our problem is midfield and defense. Havertz is average as a player. Strong opinions, very, very strong opinions right here. Saksham says maybe Havertz can score UCL winning goal for us this season. I mean, he scored one for Chelsea. Who says he can't score one for Arsenal if we invested some money in him? But it says Rice, Caicedo, Havertz, Maddison, Diaby, Koundé, Cancelo. That is what we should be looking for. There's nothing wrong with that window. Maybe Koundé, if you're talking about just Koundé, I think he will step back up. James Maddison might not be available as well, especially if you get Kai Havertz. Okay. Someone says, let us sign someone. Okay. Nsereko says, Nsereko Gaddafi says, no, maybe we keep Balogun. Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. We are talking about Chikwueze, who is in Villarreal. Oh, the Chikwueze at Villarreal. I thought you were talking about the boy at Chelsea who signed from Aston Villa last summer. Chikwueze is not a bad shout. He's not he's not a bad shout. I think there are very many clubs interested. I've had Chelsea. I've had Liverpool as well interested, although I don't think Liverpool need a forward player. I think Chikwueze would be some kind of solid backup for Saka. Kai Havertz just offers you a lot. Really a lot. Okay? The vote on YouTube right now, 94 votes. Actually, not 94, but 115 votes. 64% still think he's a good deal. This is interesting, right? This is very interesting. 63% still think it's a very good deal. 136 people watching. Hit the like button. Let's get the next. Let's get the likes up to 60, and of course, let's continue voting. 63% good deal. 37% it is not a good deal, right? Let's continue. I need to get your thoughts right here. Okay. Osowo says, can he score 20 plus a season? If not, it's useless. Not the priority at this period. Wrong timing to bid for him. I mean, you've got to ask your question. You've got to ask the question. Can he score 20 a campaign? In my opinion, he can. Especially coming from those areas that are kind of supportive, right? If Xhaka could have scored a hat-trick against Wolverhampton Wanderers in the last game of the season, I think Kai Havertz can do more. And I think he's a much better player in the penalty area than many of the players we have. But it's my opinion, right? It's really my opinion. Okay. Mutua says, I feel like Havertz will be molded for the Xhaka role. That's Christian Mutua. And I don't think I disagree. I don't think I disagree. If Rice comes in and Arteta makes him that solid defensive CDM, and Odegaard can give us Gundogan, the Gundogan role, why not have Kai Havertz in that Xhaka role? Because Xhaka's been playing advanced, like really advanced a lot of the time. Like really a lot of the time this season. Okay. Okay, let's see. Ayude says Havertz is a good player, but it is better we sign Caicedo before going for him to avoid bidding war with Chelsea. And if that happens, we'll have no chance on Moises Caicedo for sure. Saksham says, yeah, Havertz will be an 8 out of 10. Okay, Kondwani says Havertz could be a good option because he already has Premier League. He's already Premier League proven, and we just need to make him fit in our system. Kenneth, is it Kennedy or Kenneth? Says Kai is better than all we have, Eddie and Jesus. Better. Currently, we can debate on Gabriel Jesus. He's had a very good season at Arsenal. But if you put them together, right? If you put them together in the same team, I think Kai Havertz has a lot of abilities on the ball, and Gabriel Jesus also has a lot of abilities on the ball. That could be like a real partnership, right? Someone says we missed match goals last 2 seasons due to lack of box to box players. Okay. Freeman says Arsenal are confused. Okay. We need him, brother. Says Debley says we need him. Godfrey says we need to go and sign player by player. For me, I go with Rice, Caicedo, Cancelo, and Saka's competitor. Kai Havertz could be your Saka's competitor, right? Kai Havertz could be your competition for Bukayo Saka because he's got the ability to play to play wherever you put him. Saksham says it says I don't know, getting Chelsea players aren't my favorites, right? Okay. Is that okay? Let's see. Sewele says, can we please rather buy Adagula? He is fire. I think Adagula is such a young player, very exciting, but he's very, very young. I think the next level that we have to hit as Arsenal is when you go and challenge for UCL. When you go, because Kai Havertz is wanted by Bayern. Kai Havertz has been linked with Real Madrid. If Madrid signed him, we all would be on this live stream saying, Madrid have got such a wonderful squad. Imagine Bellingham, Havertz, Vinicius, Rodrigo, Tchouameni, Camavinga, right? But now that we want him, we just don't feel it's the right deal to do. We just don't feel it's the right deal to do. Okay, let's see. Let's what you people are saying. Let us use 50 million to buy Caicedo, please. That's Sewell. It says let's use 50 million to buy Caicedo, and it says is Havertz better than Balogun? The comparison doesn't hurt, but in my opinion, Havertz has proven at a much bigger level. He's a UCL winner against Manchester City, and also I think his performances at Bayer Leverkusen were actually not that bad. They could be the equivalent of Florian Balogun's performances in the French League A. So I don't think he's a bad player for me. I really don't think. Okay. Gaddafi says, if Arsenal sell Thomas Partey, even if they buy Mbappe and Junior, it will not be good. Okay, Glenn says, wow, I'm 55 over 45 about this one. 55, I'm okay with it. Yeah, I tell you what, Glenn, I'm not even 55 over 45. I'm around 70 over 30. 70%. I agree we should buy Kai Havertz. I really do. And when I did my video about the players that Arsenal could sign, I think I put him in the no chance category because I felt like he might want to go to Madrid and the price might be too high. Okay, this is a deal that might drag on. There's a feeling that this deal will drag on for quite some time. But I like him. I really do like him. Not his performances at Chelsea, definitely, but I don't think he's such a bad player. I really don't see him as a bad player for me. Okay. Let's get some of your comments again. Patelvi says Adagula is the best younger player in the market at the moment. Best young player at the moment in the market. Okay, in the market. Do we have better players in the market? Look, Jude Bellingham is off the market, but he's also quite fascinating and very interesting. But then you have players like Pedrinho, who are also exciting. You have players like Vitor Roque, who are also very exciting. I don't think he's the most exciting player, but I think he's very good. Okay, but I wouldn't say, if you don't sign him and someone signs him, it will be the end of the world. I don't think. I think he can hit those Odegaard levels, definitely. But yeah. That's it. That's just it for me. Okay. So Sewele says, I think this is a stunt. We want to disturb Chelsea's plans. It's not a stunt. I don't think Fabrizio Romano, Alex Crook, and David Onstein would be revealing stunts. However much I really like comedy, I don't think it's a stunt. Okay. I come from a country where stunts make a lot of money. Like I come from a country where stunts really make a lot of money, but this is not a stand. Cliff says, I don't know. I don't think it's good to sell Partey. I don't think it's good to sell Partey either. To be honest, I don't think. So. We are on the same page. Mohammed says, please, what is the latest on Rice deal for today? Fabrizio and David Onstein have said right now, priority is to send in the is to send in that structured bid to West Ham. If it gets approved, player signs for Arsenal. Almost everything is done. Okay. Patelvi says Arsenal has not been able to play Fabio Vieira for being soft in energetic matches. So I wonder what's the difference between Havertz and Fabio Vieira. I don't think we've refused to play Fabio Vieira because he's soft or weak. I think the manager has not seen enough of Fabio. They are very different things. They are really very different. The manager has not seen enough of Fabio Vieira to be convinced that he should be starting every single game for Arsenal. Not that he's actually leaving him out because he's weak. There is no information of that. Okay. Pius Kai is a wonderful player. If partnered with Jesus, it's going to be crazy, man. And I tell you this. I don't think Kai Havertz is a weak player. You're looking at him being very small, and you're going, this guy could be thrown away, could be blown away by the wind, right? Just like Fabio Vieira. But I think Kai Havertz, as a player, has the technical ability to, run away with the ball, to do whatever he wants with the ball, even without, building these Mikel Antonio masses, right? And I think he's quite intelligent, right? Intelligence can also protect you in football. We know that much. We know. Look, if any of us wanted to sign, if Arsenal wanted to sign Julio Enciso from Brighton, I reckon most of you will look at that Manchester City goal and go, sign him now. But Julio Enciso is not that huge. He's also a small player. Yeah, he's shorter and feels a little bit, steady on the ground. But you know what I'm talking about. So for me, Kai Havertz is not a weak player. Like, let's not lie about him, all right? Alicia says, if Arsenal are serious about winning the Premier League, Kai Havertz is not a player who can give them 20 plus goals per campaign. Those are strong opinions. Very strong, very, very strong opinions. Okay. Bonnie says, I think we need a cover for Odegaard, and Kai with a good midfield can perform for us. We also need a strong competition for Gabriel Jesus than Edin Ketia. We also need to send Vieira on loan. Disagree. I agree with everything you said apart from Vieira on loan. We disagree there. I'm sorry. We just disagree. We really, really just disagree. Okay. Havila says Havertz will do very well with our style of play. We need players like him going forward. He's young at 24. He's got a lot of good years ahead of him. Bring him on. Interesting that we have someone who is actually on the same page as Cossy. I think, listen, the poll shows that many of you are actually in favor of this deal, and I'm not surprised. I'm really, really not surprised that many of you are actually in favor of this deal. Hit the like button, guys. We are 1 like away from 60. Let's continue hitting the like button. Let's get them to 70. 10 more likes to do that. Now, the poll on YouTube, the poll on YouTube, Kai Havertz, yes, it's a good deal, stands at 64%. No, it's not a good deal, stands at 36%. So, look, I'm not ending the poll right now, but even if I ended it right now, I think we have enough to go, he's such an exciting player. Like, to be honest, I think you guys are actually getting it absolutely right here, right? You're getting it right. Bernard says, Cossy, for me, let Arsenal not sell Partey. We're already having a weak bench. How do you sell Partey seriously? Like, it doesn't make any sense to me as well, bro. It does not. And Oris says we are not in favor of this deal. It's Chelsea fans who are voting. Oh, interesting. Wow, that's interesting. I don't think Chelsea fans are voting, but I think your opinion is quite very, very interesting, right? Hussein says we need a Saka challenger. Hussein Bayo says we need a Saka challenger. Look, I have been watching Chelsea streams a lot, especially when I've not been on YouTube. And look, some do want Kai Havertz out, others want Romelu Lukaku out, others want Mason Mount out, and all this. But I don't think they want to strengthen Arsenal. I've not seen one Chelsea fan who says, I don't care if Kai Havertz goes to Arsenal, right? They do not want to strengthen Arsenal. At least that is a priority for them. They would rather keep Kai Havertz than give him to Arsenal and strengthen us. And I don't think they would be voting to, yes, it's a good deal. Ori says, we are not in favor of this one. Okay. Let's see. Tony says, we need a clinical finisher like Ken. I can't agree more. I really, really can't agree more. But I think it's been a very bad time for Ivan Toney to pick up that ban. 18 months. I don't know. He's been banned from football, right? It means he can't do a footballing transfer as well. It's bad. It's really, really bad because I think Ivan Toney would have been such a great shout for Arsenal. Like, he would be a great shout. But now we can't sign Perez. But if I can think about any other players that would excite me, Watkins would be one of them. I think Watkins can do a hurricane, like one season, not every season, but one season or two. Osimhen is too expensive, but I'll definitely take him. Of course, you know that. I'll take him. Definitely. I don't even think there's so many, good strikers in the market right now. I'm not. I've been following the market. I've not seen. They are the likes of Rasmus Haaland, the Manchester United want, and Arsenal as well. But I've not seen some interesting names, intriguing names. Kennedy says, let's not sell Partey. We need good squad depth. And Tony says, among the front three, who will have his bench? Martinelli, Jesus, Osaka. He doesn't have to bench anyone. He really doesn't have to. Riyad Mahrez is such an exciting player. If we say sign Mahrez, most of you would definitely say good deal. But it doesn't mean that Mahrez comes in to bench, anyone or everyone. He comes to fight for his place. And it's always going to be about competition, okay? Madrid, with Camavinga, Valverde, have also signed Jude Bellingham. So you'd ask the question, you have Cruz, who is getting older, you have Valverde, and you have, Camavinga. Why sign Jude Bellingham? But all of us have said, what is signing? Okay? But when they signed Camavinga, we said, what is signing? And when we saw Valverde last campaign, we said, what a player. So it's the top mentality is you must have players that are fighting for every single minute. Players must earn every single start. Ahmed says Declan Rice to Arsenal. That's definitely happening, of course. Ahmed says Caicedo is coming to Arsenal too. That is definitely happening as well. Oh, not definitely happening, but we are really interested. Ahmed says any Arsenal transfer news, please. We are talking about Kai Havertz and the offers that have been put on the table by Arsenal, and of course not yet accepted by Chelsea. Okay. Mungutimu says, I really trust whatever Arteta and Edu go with. Trust the process. I don't think Arteta and Edu have given us any reasons to doubt them. Like, I don't think they have given us any thoughts to any reasons to doubt them. Hussein Bayo says, news about Dusan. There is a possibility Juve can sell him. Yes, they will sell him. But he's not coming to Arsenal. Arsenal not even interested. Tony says, what I know, Havertz is going to ask for playing time, day in, day out, week in, week out. And that means he's going to have to merit it. That means he's going to have to work hard, okay? Look, players like Emil Smith-Rowe are there. Players like Fabio Vieira are there. But then we have so many competitions to play in. You guys have to know that as well. Cliff says, can you make us sure Declan Rice has signed? The deal is our grade, right? The deal is our grade. What Arsenal are going to pay and what West Ham are going to receive has been agreed. Personal terms have also been agreed in terms of what Arsenal are offering and what the player wants. We are just waiting for those four more things to happen, and it should be this week as well. Frank says not a big difference with Edin Ketia, so better get serious midfielders. Okay. Nati says, I'm tired of Rice news. When are we signing him? Tony says we better sign Xavi Simons than Kai Havertz. All right. Ori says Arsenal also have the financial firepower this summer to sign Rice, Caicedo, and Havertz if they want to. The deal, this deal does not affect a move for Caicedo. And then Kennedy says, what about the Caicedo deal? The Caicedo deal is there. The punches have already started being thrown about. Okay, we already have the punches being thrown about. Like, to be honest, Hussein says we can go for Wahi, future striker, or Elie Wahi. You are referring to Elie Wahi at Montpellier. Look, the last time we signed a player from Montpellier, it was Olivier Giroud. I wasn't satisfied with Olivier Giroud. And I'm not really satisfied with upcoming players. I'm not really very satisfied. Bonnie says, I love Rice, but no selling Partey and Xhaka. Okay. Yusuf says, we need someone like Xavi Simons. Xavi Simons is quite an exciting player. Really. I think it's quite exciting. And then Kondwani says, it is time it was the time Muhammad Kudus was mentioned. How is it going on? Feel like he can play good football at Arsenal and is more than Pepe if can follow him more. Muhammad Kudus is in the news, and I think Ajax will sell for around 40-45 million. They will sell him, but I don't think Arsenal have him on their shortlist. I also don't think Arsenal have him among their priorities. Sorry to disappoint. I'm really sorry, but I don't think he's one of the players that Arsenal are looking at. Continue, hit the like button, subscribe to the podcast as well. Kai Havertz, Arsenal made their opening offer, and it is not it's no longer a secret that we would love to sign him and bring him at the Emirates Stadium. The poll on YouTube has 200 votes, and 64% of you think Kai Havertz is a good signing. Look, we'll be talking, we'll be in touch. I'll be, talking to you as much as I can on these deals. Freeman says, Okun update. Listen, Okun is a Benfica player. It's a done deal. Okan Kokun has signed for Benfica from Feyenoord. It's a done deal, right? Look, I would have loved him at Arsenal. He's such a wonderful talent. But Benfica, of course, when it comes to Benfica and, scooping up talent, they're that good. Bernard says, Cossy, tell me something about my man Patino. I love that guy for sure. I really love Patino. But what I'm hearing from Fabrizio Romano is that Patino does not want to be on loan, be sent out on loan again. It's either guarantees for regular football or he's going to leave. And of course, you know how that is going to end up. Jam says, all our targets we can't sign. Wait and see. We shall get someone different. Hussein Bayo says, news about Chiesa. The latest I know about Chiesa is that at the moment, no club has made an offer. But Arsenal have sounded out Juve to listen and know whether there is interest. Okay, whether there is a possibility of the player being sold. Tony says, let Arteta allow Smith Rowe to play where Xhaka has been playing. He will definitely score more goals. John says, Arsenal should get Cancelo. I'm tired of playing White in right back. Same here. Absolutely same here. Absolutely same here. And Saksham says, will we sell ESR in this window? My understanding is that no. My understanding is that Arsenal will try to keep him at least for the next season. Umar says Arsenal need a striker like Victor Osimhen. I agree. I think we need a goal machine. Masingozi says it would be better if we seal Caicedo too before Kai Havertz. It's been a very interesting stream. Hit the like button. Let's get this one to 100 as we are watching live. I'll speak to you right in the next one. If you've not hit the like button, do that right now, and we will speak very soon. Saksham says, can't we get Hakimi? In my opinion, PSG are rebuilding, and Hakimi is one of the players they're trying to use in the rebuild.